Okay, these are the notes for 7.4, rate of change. We're going to be talking about word problems, but it's not that big of a deal. If you have any questions on the warm-ups, please come in and see me. The reason it's not that big of a deal is because you're going to find two numbers that are related. They go together. And then one number that has a question about it. So let's read this. Juan went jogging and burned 675 calories in 60 minutes. So he jogged for 60 minutes. He burned 675 calories. These two things, they go together. They're related. How many calories, this is the question, how many calories would he burn in 24 minutes of jogging? How many calories? There's the question. So, two things go together. So I set it up as a fraction. 60 minutes, burn 675 calories. That goes together. Now, the question is how many calories would he burn in 24 minutes? Now you cross multiply, you find your answer. Here is the most important thing. It doesn't matter how you set your fraction up. You could put either number on top. I put minutes on top, calories on bottom. So in my second fraction, I have to have minutes on top, calories on bottom. That's where you guys make the mistake. You will set up your first fraction, minutes on top, calories on bottom. And then on your second fraction, you will put minutes on bottom, calories on top. That does not equal. That is a huge mistake, and you will get the wrong answer. So when you set up your fraction, you have to make sure if minutes are on top in the first fraction, minutes have to be on top in the second fraction. Okay, now it simply is cross multiplication. $60 times x is 60x. 675 times 24 is 16,200. I divide both sides by 60. I find out that x equals 270. 270 what? What was I trying to find? Calories. So I have to put this as calories. If you don't identify what it is on the test, it's wrong. It's that simple. A huge mistake that people are making is when they cross multiply, instead of setting it up as an equation like it is here, they set it up as a fraction. Please don't do that. Okay, 2 and 3 are exactly the same. All right? Same with 4. Now we get to number 5. The difference with number 5 is we're talking about a ratio. When you have a ratio, last winter the ratio of sunny days to cloudy days was 5 to 3. If there were 120 days, how many of them were sunny? Okay, sunny days. Sunny is the first word, so the first number represents sunny days. Cloudy. Cloudy is the second word, so the second number represents cloudy. So what this says is, last winter, you had 5, on average, you had 5 sunny days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you had 3 cloudy days. So in an 8-day period, the average was 5 sunny days followed by 3 cloudy days. Okay? So, over 120 days, how many of them would be sunny if this ratio holds true? Well, we can't write that all out. I mean, we could write that all out and cover 120 days and count, but there's a better way to do it. It's called algebra. So, what are the steps for solving a ratio? Let's write them down. Number 1, you're going to write fraction bar equals fraction bar. So that looks like this. Fraction bar equals fraction bar. That's step one. Step two, you put totals on bottom. Put your totals on bottom. So they tell me 120 days. That's a total. So I put that on bottom. Doesn't matter which one. Now the second thing I do is I take my total of my ratio. How many days is my ratio talking about total? 5 plus 3 is 8. It's talking about 8 days. So in my ratio, now this, let's see what purple looks like. Oh, that's too dark. This fraction becomes my ratio fraction. Purple, way too dark. Let's try yeller. This fraction becomes my ratio fraction. How many days in my ratio are sunny? That's correct. 5. So out of 120 days, how many are sunny? We don't know. We put X. Now you cross multiply and solve. So step 3, answer to question on top. What's my question? My question is, how many of the days are sunny? That's my question. When I cross multiply, I get 8x equals 120 times 5, 600. Divide both sides by 8. X equals 75. 75 what? Sunny days. Not days, sunny days. There you go. That's all, folks. That's what we're doing. So let's go back to number 2, and let's write the steps for these type. It's pretty much the same. The steps here are pretty much the same. So if we go back to number 2, step 1, we're going to write fraction equals fraction. Fraction bar equals fraction bar. Step 2, okay? Same things on top. Now this time it doesn't matter what it is. We don't have to put totals on bottom, same, of something else on top. But the same things have to be on top of both of your fraction bars. So what are we talking about here? Brian earned $350 in 15 days. If he worked at the same rate, how much money would he earn in 21 days? We're talking about days and money. So it doesn't matter. I'm going to put days on top. So we have 15, 21, which means I'm going to put money on bottom. 15 and 350 go together. 15 and 350 go together, and X goes here. So this gives me 15X equals $7,350. Divide by 15. X equals $490. So same things on top, 3. Same on bottom, 4. Solve. Those are your steps. Okay, guys. If you have any questions, please come in and ask.